Well, hey everybody, Mike Steele here with Barbecue Champs Academy. It's certainly great to be with everybody tonight. I'm looking forward to a wonderful show with a great guy that is the actual wizard as far as I'm concerned when it comes to some sauces and glazes that this guy makes up. Mr. Vince is going to be with us tonight. Should be a great show. If you are into barbecue in any way, shape, or form, and you've never tried this man's stuff, I promise you it is well worth the try. And it's going to be a good show. If y'all get any questions for Vince, certainly we're going to be able to get to those here in just a minute. If you are with us tonight, please give us a shout out. Let us know that you are here. Already got 11 folks coming in, so give us a shout out. Let us know you're on. We'll bring you onto the screen. Thank everybody for being here. It's such a great honor for us to be able to do these shows for everyone. Certainly got some housekeeping to do with the SCA World Championship that was this past weekend. I don't want to forget about all of those folks that was there. We had a great time over there Thursday afternoon. We kind of got in late that evening, about 2 o'clock. Was able to go to the awards banquet, see a lot of the state cookers and stuff there. And a huge congratulations to Scott Nardi, who was the world champion. He had an absolute incredible year. He was the third one to ever get a perfect score. I think he had 10 SCA wins on the season, which was a record, never had been done before. And then he gets over there and shows up and shows out, and obviously won it. I told him in a post, you can go back and look on Saturday, I had made a comment, and I said, I think you're going to be the one to beat in this competition. I really thought that he had a good chance of winning it. He just had been so consistent, and the week before he had cooked a competition in Texas and had a first place in steak A or steak B. I can't remember which one it was. And when he did that, I was like, this cat's even got it going on down here in Texas. He's up in the Wisconsin area. He has proven that he can win just about anywhere he goes. So huge congratulations to him. And it was great seeing many of you there. This is one of the guys that I got a chance to meet. He is always on here. Thank the world of him and his lovely wife, Brenda. Thank you, Gordon. It was so great to meet you and your wife. We had a wonderful time there visiting with you. I wish we could have visited longer. And I know you went. You had a lot of fun, and that is what it's all about. Adam, thank you for being here with us this evening. Ryan, appreciate you being here. Yes, likewise, Gordon, 100%. John, thank you for being with us tonight. Richard, thank you for being here as well. Brent, hope next year that we're going to catch you there at the World Finals. Just keep cooking. I don't think you was there. If you did, I certainly didn't see you. But hopefully we'll catch you there next year. Samantha, thank you for being with us tonight. Mr. Denny, Be Extreme Barbecue, thank you for being here. And Caitlin, I tell you what, I'm absolutely hate that I missed seeing you. It was just, I got there late Thursday afternoon, about 2 o'clock, and when I got there, everybody was already getting cleaned up and ready to go to the awards, and I walked around that place for 3 or 4 times looking for you. I just didn't see you. I was there a couple hours, but I promise you this, I'm going to get there earlier next year. We're going to actually come in on the day of check-in. I thought it was going to be on Friday and found out they didn't move. They moved it up to Thursday, so we will get there early next year to try to meet that. Anyway, Jen, thank you for being here. Blake, thank you for showing up. Hey, Mike, congrats to everyone on the SCA World Champion this past week. Looking forward to the show. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Brandon, I hate to miss you as well, but we're going to certainly try to get there a little bit earlier for next year. Darren, thank you for being with us tonight. And Peter, we appreciate you being here. Bo, thank you for being here, buddy. Man, you've been doing pretty good on your cooks here lately. Congratulations on some of the walks that you've had. And I think, if I recall, you had a pretty big walk at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Remember, I think you had a really good high call in ribs. So congratulations on that. Jamie, thank you for being here as well. Man, we got folks steadily pouring in. Got a big guest on tonight with Mr. Vince. We certainly appreciate him taking time out of his busy schedule as he is making up everything and getting sauces and glazes out to everybody and working on rubs. And we're going to be able to find out a little bit about this unknown wizard that we've got on here tonight. Vince, I have been dealing with him for, I know, at least 3 or 4 years. And it is just absolutely great to be able to have him on our show tonight. So if y'all have got questions for him, certainly feel free to ask. Okay, Bo, you're right. It was at the San Antonio. They were so close together, I get them mixed up. But yeah, congratulations on that big rib call there at the San Antonio Rodeo. Awesome. Real quick, we want to go in and thank all of our partners. You know, we people a lot of times like, why do you do this? What's the deal? We couldn't do what we do. One, we like communicating and talking with everybody. We like giving people an opportunity to talk about their product, tell about their story. And it takes a lot to keep this big machine running with Barbecue Champs Academy. And we appreciate all of our partners' help. Be Extreme Barbecue, Mr. Danny Helm, the good folks at B&B Charcoal. I did get a chance to talk to Daniel, the marketing director of B&B, on Thursday at the World Championship. So hopefully we're going to have some more things coming along with them. Also, the fine folks at Prairie Fresh. If you are into barbecue, I highly, highly recommend the Prairie Fresh ribs. I've been using them for the last couple years and absolutely love them. You can get those at Raider Red Meats. They are there in, Lubbock, Texas, I believe is where they are. And so if you're needing meats, that's the place to get the Prairie Fresh. I'm sure there's other, Andy Lugo probably has them, several other places as well. But really, really, if you're struggling with ribs and you want a little change, the first thing I would say is maybe try some Prairie Fresh. Also, our good buddy Brian Crawford at Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop. Appreciate him and all his fine products, the Crawford barbecue products as well. Mr. Wild Bill, Texas Select Seasoning. I'm telling you right now, I think he told me, I talked to him this morning, and I think he had a 13th or a 16th place chicken at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and he hadn't cooked in a couple years, and he just rolls out and knocks it out the park. And he kind of told me some of the stuff he was using on rubs. But Wild Bill has got some amazing product. We're going to get him on the show, let him tell you about. He's one of the only rub manufacturers that I know of, maybe besides this man right here that we've got on tonight, that actually makes all of his rubs in-house. He does not have a co-packer. He developed all his rubs himself. He bottles them himself. So they are going to be the same every single time. Because if you're like me and you bought rubs in the past, you can always tell something's changed a little bit. They may have changed co-packers. Now all of a sudden it's not using the same spice. And man, you talk about something that'll throw your cook off. That happens quite a bit. So we're going to get Wild Bill on here. Texas Select Seasoning. Be sure to go check them out. Also, Gunnar Wilhelm, Mr. David, I got a chance to see him if you're looking for some wicked sharp knives. I tell you what, I got a hold of these knives 2 years ago. It's one of the best knives that I've ever had. They hold an edge better than even some of my expensive $200 and $300 knives that I've had. They hold an edge incredibly well. So if you're looking for a new knife, consider those as well. Also, my good buddy Dustin Stanley at the barbecue store. Certainly do appreciate him and all his fast orders of getting it out for our customers. And everything that he's done, be sure to check him out. Also, all queued up, Mr. John Lindsay. They've got the steakrubs.com. Steakrubs.com. That's making a big push to try to get that thing rolling now. And be sure to check them out. And also, last but not least, Miss Gail, at Daigle's Barbecue. They've got some great sauces and glazes and rubs as well. Been using their product since I got into barbecue, so be sure to check them out. Well, we got a few more folks that's come on here, and thank you for your patience as I kind of got through these folks that we've got partnering up with us. I really do appreciate it, but we got a few more. Paul, thank you for being here. It was great seeing you this weekend, and great meeting Dallas as well. She is a sweet girl. Looks like she done very, very well in the state competition. Kent, thank you for being here. Bradley, yes, they're Prairie Fresh for the win. Yes, absolutely. I love them. They're absolutely wonderful ribs. Alan, thank you for being here all the way from Nebraska. Man, I tell you what, we're reaching far and wide. And Merv, I can always count on you being here too, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, without further ado, let's bring in this guy they call the Wizard. This man right here, Mr. Vince Colonnett. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Smoking Wizard Glazes.
Well,
thank you for taking the time out, man, being with us tonight.
thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it. And hello, barbecue family. Great seeing everybody signing in. And congrats to the SCA winners. That was a big deal this weekend. I followed it. I wasn't cooking SCA this year, but I did follow it. And congrats to that. And all the barbecue world. Congratulations to everybody who heard their numbers this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was a lot of competitions going on, and we had some good folks that are out doing it. We got Mr. Mark Lambert on here. Love me some Texas Wizard. Yep, that's kind of changed now, Mark. The new name, and that's the cool thing about getting you on here. It's now Smoking Wizard Glazes. So We'll talk a little bit about that.
It,
But man, I'm telling you what,
it
you
was
have
nice
got
seeing
a
Mark. We got a chance to cook next to Mark at Houston, and it was great hanging out with him for a little while. Also, our barbecue family is large, and
yeah,
until you really sit down and start looking at it, from East Coast to West Coast, North and South, and even
yeah,
out of the country, it's just it's incredible how our family has grown over the years. And
yeah,
you see them at cook-offs, or you forget about them, and then all of a sudden they just pop back up, and you say, "Man, I just hadn't seen you in a while."
right.
So it was good cooking this to Mark at Houston, and I think he put it on us pretty strong. So
Yeah.
that's okay. I knew he
Yeah.
was.
Anytime Mark shows up, he's always going to put it on somebody. That's for sure. He's a 6-time world champion
Well, I
for a
already knew
reason.
it.
So
Yeah, and I knew it. I said, well, okay, I'll take second to him. I mean, that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And I mean, he
walking.
deserves it.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
he cooked very well, and he deserves everything he gets.
Yeah, that's
and
for
hats
sure.
off to him.
Yeah, Mark's an outstanding cook. So, well, let's hear a little bit about Vince. I mean, I just know Vince, and if I needed sauces, I called Vince, right? So, how did you? I love this right here. Vince is the Wizard of Awesomeness. Got to use it this weekend at Rec Tech Academy. Pitt and AM or put in an order this morning to go to up my barbecue finishing game. So, here's another one. Just ordered some Smoking Wizard glaze from Vince. It was very easy process with fast shipping. Thanks, Vince. How did you get into barbecue, Vince? I mean, all of a sudden, I just started hearing about you. So tell me, how did you get into it?
Well,
Did you barbecue as a young kid or what?
I got in. I got in barbecue working for a company. It was an electrical company, and there was an electrical cook-off. And they said, you know how to barbecue? And I said, no, I don't know anything about barbecue. They said, good, we got a cook-off coming up. Figure it out. So I went and I bought a pit from one of our customers who had one.
Yeah.
I said, hey, do you know how to I need to learn how to cook. He said, well, I'll come and help you. And we bought a pit. He came out and helped. It was nothing competition type, and it turned into a drinking party. This was back in the late '80s, early '90s, and we drank a lot.
Yeah.
I think we supported most liquor stores in the area, and and I got to where I wanted to at least walk. In anything, it didn't matter what,
Right.
just something. So, and it took me about 3 years to actually learn how to cook. And
Right.
meanwhile, I got out of it after a while. My boys got to the age where I needed to be around the house more, and so I got out of it for probably 10, 15 years. And they grew up, and I got back into it, and kind of went from there. There's a lot of roller coasters in there, ups
Yeah.
and downs and back and forth, and it's shaky, and it's still shaky. You go to cook-off now, and everybody's great.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, with all the academies, all the classes.
Yeah.
The one thing that I have seen that really was scary was nobody was young anymore. We all
Right.
getting older, and there was
Yeah.
no young groups coming up.
Right. Right.
So we all kind of started looking back. We're all gray haired or no hair, one or two.
Yeah.
And now over the last,
Yeah.
but over the last 2 years, we're starting to see a new group.
Yeah.
And they're younger group. They're not the 21, 22-year-olds, but they're the 30-year-olds and 35-year-olds, which is great. They still have plenty of years, and it's getting harder for all of us to do a cook-off.
Yeah, it is.
So now I'm very glad to see the younger generation actually stepping up and carrying on. Now we can't beat them. It's just with all the classes, all the academies, all the online courses, and you know that. Look at you got Robert, you got everybody joined in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Barbecue Champs has definitely been a game changer on growing the sport of barbecue and state competitions for sure. So we have sold
and
mass amounts of classes, and it's just shortened the learning curve.
And Well, and that's what you need, because before the internet, I started before the internet. You didn't get to learn anything, and
No.
if you did, if somebody did tell you something, you damn sure didn't do it because
Right.
they didn't want you. Now everybody's there to help you.
Right.
Anybody will help you now. They're not going to steer you wrong, and we want them to be at their top of their game, and that's where they're at, and we're struggling now to keep up with them.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
great. That is great for our sport.
That's
Uh,
it. That's it.
everybody's competitive. Everybody's competitive. You go to
Yep.
cook off, you used to be, well, I got to worry about this guy, this guy, this guy. Now,
Not no more. You got to worry about everybody.
everybody.
Yeah. You're going to have to
Everybody.
worry about 90% of the people at a cook-off
And,
nowadays can beat you.
The barbecue stores that are available now, you can get product, you can get information from them. The world has changed. Now, pellet grills. I mean, look at a pellet grill. We would have never thought we could throw some pellets in a bucket on a hopper, turn the temperature on, and go sit down in a chair, go down on the couch, or go to bed. We would have
That's
never
right.
thought that. And that's where we're at these days. And our drums, we used to haul 10,000-pound pits behind us. Now we haul a 20-pound drum.
Yeah.
The barbecue world has changed, and we've changed. We're changing with it. The old folks are changing with it, and that's a perfect world.
Yeah, you have to change or you're going to get left behind. And that was one of the reasons when I started Barbecue Champs Academy was, there was a lot of the young cookers the older cookers just wasn't quite keeping up as much. I kept seeing that happen. They was wanting to quit. And I was like, no, don't quit. And, a lot of them, I mean, I wanted to make something easy and available for everybody to go online, watch a video. You can watch it as many times as you want, over and over and over. You don't miss a thing. And that's how you learn. And man, once people started understanding that and they was buying classes left and right, it's been a game changer for barbecue, the steak competition. I don't know how many people have taken classes. It's probably well over 500 people that have taken our steak classes. I know in the finals, I was looking at all the people that was getting called to the finals of SCA. I know of at least 20 to 25, 30 names that I just recognized.
Right.
That was in the top, and
it's a lot of fun to see that.
It is. It just made me feel so good to know that these guys are there, and and I don't want to say we had any part of it, but we had a big part of it because they came out and told me like I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have a golden ticket without you. It shorts the learning curve. So
it's learning curve, and they don't. Nobody understands the curve. We had a 3-year learning curve in barbecue. I don't care who you are. You may have picked up something, but it was like a 3-year learning. Now you got a 6-month learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing with SCA. When I first got into SCA, it was brand new, and everybody was struggling at it. Everybody didn't know what it was. Now everybody there is putting out a perfect steak. They're putting out. I'd come in dead ass last because I haven't done it last year, and it's like, man, you're falling behind. Bottom line, you're falling behind. So, and that's how it is in barbecue. It's in any cooking. I don't care if we're doing a baking, baking cakes or cookies or whatever. You're not doing it all the time.
You're gonna get left behind.
You're out. You're out.
Yeah.
You look at the people who are walking every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell you what you got.
So tell me how you got into you transitioned over into the competitions, and once you got transitioned over in the competition, when did you finally decide? Look, it's time for me to make up some of my own sauces, glazes, whatever. How did that whole transition come about?
Well, I developed a barbecue sauce probably 10, 11 years ago. And that's what I was running a lot of. And then I became friends with a gentleman named Jeff. Everybody knows I was partners with him. We developed, it's a 2-part sauce. We started messing with it. And it started hitting. Nobody was really interested in it. We ran it for probably 2 years before anybody really cared. We would let everybody taste it. And they said, yeah, it's good. And they put it off the side. and we really didn't. And then another cook um, told some other cooks that we would sell it. So we got orders, and we didn't even. There was another company out of North Carolina that wanted to bottle it under their label. So we'd already started moving in that direction of going through the universities, getting it all, a co-packer, the whole nine yards. And then he put it on the back burner. He put that on the back burner because he was bringing in some other product and he was going to put it on the back burners. He said, well, go ahead and put it. Y'all do something with it in Texas for now. And that's what we did, and it took off. I ordered 12 bottles from a bottle company. I actually bought them off of eBay. I said, okay, I'll order 12 bottles. We got an order, and I didn't know where to get bottles at, so I just ordered some bottles off of eBay.
Wow.
And, that we sold them, and all of a sudden I said, well, I got to order 12 more bottles, and I ordered 12 more, and I went to 20. I doubled. I went to 24, thinking, man, we're never going to sell 24 bottles of this stuff. I'll just make some sauce or something, put it in there. And then we did, and then it went to 48, and then they say, we're ordering by the pallets. And that's kind of how it went. Jeff and I went in different directions. He wanted to do one thing, I wanted to do another, so we went in different directions. It was off the market for a while, and I brought it back, and that's where we're at with it.
That's good.
Did we decide we were going to be in the sauce business? No, it was never a thought. It was something we ran it for 2 years. Nobody was even interested.
Right.
So that's where that came from. You ask a question and that's the answer. We messed around and came up with something.
That's a pretty cool story, man. It really is. If anybody's got any question for Vince, fire away. So, all right. So you got your sauce, and I love it. It's just an unbelievable sauce. It's so well balanced. Your original is the one I love. I know. Do you have a spicy one too, or not? On your sauce,
it is a spicy. It's not as spicy. It's not as spicy as I would say it. It doesn't do well in spicy contest because people are looking for a lot more heat.
Right.
And it doesn't have the heat. Right now, I have right at 14 glazes on the market. We have actually about 24, 25, but I pulled some off. I don't have the strawberry out anymore. I don't have some of the grapes out anymore. The slower moving ones I pulled off because I can't sit there and make
too
them.
much.
They sit.
Too much inventory, right?
Yeah, it's just too
much.
That's right. It's too much.
Yeah.
We have 7 rubs. There's 7 rubs out there.
Okay.
And
so tell me,
picked up big time.
Tell me a little bit about your rubs, because I knew you was in the sauces. I knew you've got some amazing glazes. So tell me about your rubs. What kind of rubs do you have? Kind of describe them to me a little bit. Like, I got a rib rubs, sweet heat, or really sweet, no heat. Tell me a little bit about what you got.
Well, whenever we developed the Wizard original glaze, we wanted a rub that went along with it. And it's a sweet rub. We just did it for our ribs. That's all we were focusing on was ribs. This glaze was never designed for anything besides ribs. Jeff's son actually beat us in a chicken one time. We said, man, what'd you cook? He said, well, I put the Wizard of stuff on the chicken. And we said, man, really? We never even thought about it.
Right.
It was something that, okay. So then I started having people saying, well, no, I put it on my brisket. And I said, you put it on your brisket? We missed the boat. We were just doing ribs. So the sweet rub was developed for the ribs. It was a sweet rub. And then we said, man, we need something with salt. I got something with sweets. We need something with salt. So we came out with the magic rub, which is more of a sweet with a little bit of heat at the end. Not a lot, but it's salty flavor.
Right.
So we said, okay, that's the 2 that we were running. And when we had the downtime for a year and a half because of COVID, I sat around, and I don't watch a lot of TV, so I would stay in the kitchen a lot. And I said, okay, let's see what we can do. And I developed some other flavors, and I started working on different rubs. We have an SPG that we put out, and then I have an SPG custom, which has a butter in it. It has a powdered butter, and it also has the pepper. The pepper has been marinated in Lea Perrins. So when we grind it, I grind my own pepper. So when I grind it, it's been it's been
infused with
infused with
Worcestershire.
Lea and Perrin, so you get it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get this flavor out of it. And then we have SPG Spicy, which has the pepper in it is chili piquins.
Okay.
So it gets
A little
hot.
kick.
You
Yeah, it's got a
know,
little
if you're
kick.
not careful. Yeah,
All right.
and we have a fajita rub that I worked with a 3-time world champion on fajitas, and I worked with him for about a year on it. And the fajita rub, I like it. It does well. I'm the worst fajita cook there is. I can't cook a fajita and be able to eat it. I mean, it's pretty, but you ain't going to eat it, you know. But
Right.
I did the flavors. I mean, there is people out there that know how to cook them. I just don't know how to cook a fajita. So, and then we have a steak rub that does very well. Some of the kids in the JPA use it. We'll get to the JPA later on, but the steak is very good. It has a good balance of salt in it, but it's not over salty.
Yep.
But it does. I think beef needs salt to me, and I guess that's why the health conditions that everybody's in now is because of the salt we eat.
Yeah.
And then the newest one is a Cajun. The newest one is a Cajun rub, and it will light you up after if you're not careful.
Jen says the Cajun is the bomb. I got you. Jen says the Cajun is the bomb. So wow.
It is. And we ran our chicken with it in Houston this past week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And it didn't hit like we wanted it to. I think it was a 55, I think 55th place or something chicken.
Still pretty good.
We ran that. Yeah, we ran that with our orange chipotle glaze.
Okay.
And to me, it was an awesome chicken.
Okay.
Judges thought it might have been a little different.
Maybe a little hot.
Maybe a little bit spicy for them. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe.
Could have been.
Maybe we'll adjust it. We're doing the double hitter this weekend here in Houston, out in Hempstead. So we may lose 2 weeks. We may lose Saturday and Sunday with it, but we're going to run it both times.
There you go. Give it a try.
That's where we're at with it. Those are the rubs I have.
That's good, man.
So
You've got a full line. So you got, how many sauces do you have? How many sauces do you have?
I have 26. But
sauces?
I have.
No, I'm talking about barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce, I have
one sauce.
One barbecue sauce.
Okay.
One barbecue sauce, and
the other are the glazes. Okay. All right. Now, is that the same as the original Wizard, the sauce that you have now?
The glazes are. No, the barbecue sauce is the barbecue sauce.
Okay. Is that the same?
Sauce is actually
is that the same? Is the barbecue sauce the same as what it was with the previous company? The formula.
Barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce was never sold with the previous company. Only the glazes. Now the Wizard glaze is original. Is still the same recipe.
Okay. Now I don't know what I got. I got one
recipe.
that's in a bottle.
You got all the originals. You got the original glazes. You don't have a barbecue sauce that we do make.
Okay.
The barbecue sauce is it's not really a glaze. It's more of a barbecue sauce that you can use it for a dipping sauce or
I thought it was a barbecue sauce.
No, it's an actual glaze that you cook on. But everybody, I don't have it listed because people say I need 4 bottles of your barbecue sauce. Well, do you want the barbecue sauce or do you want the glaze? And so I just pulled it off. I used it in Houston on my brisket. But most people don't know that there is an actual Wizard barbecue sauce. They want the glaze.
Okay. Well, see, I thought I had got from you a barbecue sauce because it was red. I mean, it had peppers in it. It had all that stuff in it. Was that a sauce or was that a glaze?
That's a glaze.
That's
what
a glaze.
Everybody wants.
Okay.
That's right. That's what everybody wants. When they say they want the Wizard, they want the original Wizard glaze.
Yeah, that stuff was freaking. I always thought it was a sauce. It was freaking amazing. I can tell you that. All right, so we got a few questions. Yeah. Danny Helm wants to know, what is your favorite sauce?
Well, Danny, it depends on what we're trying to cook. Okay. If we're going to do the ribs, I'm all over the peach. Okay. If we're doing the chicken, I'm all over the orange. And if we're doing the brisket, I'm all over the barbecue sauce.
The barbecue sauce.
So those are the three. Pork, Pork is great. The peach is great on the pork, but it depends on your profiles. I don't, everybody says, man, I want to get to the stage. What do I need? Man,
yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I can't get to the stage, so I can't tell you how to get to the stage.
Go take a class.
I tell them, call one of the younger guys. Yeah,
right,
call one of the younger guys,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
They can fix your phone at the same time.
That's exactly right.
Teach you how to cook.
All right. So Paul's got a question for you. If you had to go with ribs in Southeast Texas, which would you go with down in Southeast Texas with ribs?
I would go with the peach habanero.
Peach habanero. Okay. All right. Let's see. Good questions, guys. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Richard says, don't forget Redemption.
Oh, the Redemption.
Okay, Redemption Rub.
Redemption Rub. All right. Now, this rub is a sweet rub. It's not it has a different profile than the Wizard's sweet, but it's close, but it's got a little bit more savory to it.
Okay.
And actually, Richard's son developed this recipe.
Okay.
He came to me and says, hey, here is a rub. I'm mixing this. I don't know how to get there. I said, well, let me have it. I kind of tasted it. I kind of processed it a little bit. And I said, well, here's what I came up with. And I gave it back to him. I said, here's the recipe for it. And we run it in comp. And I do cook with Richard a lot. So we have a lot of stock. Okay. We don't go to a cook off and not have, we have everything.
Right.
So we do run the Redemption in competition. We do it a lot on our ribs because we turn out a sweet rib, and it's a little bit on the chicken. It depends on the chicken. So it is an outstanding rub, and I like it. It has honey powder in it, and it has brown sugar in it.
Oh wow!
So it works out very well.
Yeah,
it's a very good one, and I did forget about it. I'm sorry, but trying to go off the top of my head.
Yeah, I may have to try that one.
It's another sweet one.
Okay,
yeah, it's a very good one, and Rhett. His son's name is Rhett. He's the one that developed it, so we call it. We were going to call it Redemption, and so now we call it Redemption. So
I got you.
I forgot all about it.
That's good.
And Rhett's son developed that, and I got to take my hat off to him.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I'm going to have to try some of this stuff. All right, another one. What's the difference between a sauce and a glaze that you have?
All right. A sauce is designed for after you get to cooking, you put a sauce on something. You can use it on the side. You can have a little dish on the side that you dip your meat in. A glaze is more designed for cooking on it. It has more of a sugar base in it, or that you cook on. If your ribs are already done and you want to glaze your ribs, you take them off. You put them back on. You glaze them. You put them back on. And you cook the glaze on. You caramelize it or whatever you want to do. A sauce is more for after it's done cooking. You're through with it, and then you're going to sauce it and do something with it. Eat it, turn it in, give it to the neighbors, or whatever you want to do with it there. Okay. That's the difference.
I got you. All right, let's see. I had the barbecue sauce, and it is amazing. Yeah. Ron says, I'm a fan of the peach habanero glaze. There we go. Look at who we got here. Jamie Roby, can you bring orders to Hempstead this weekend? Look at there, already drumming up business for you. Just tell.
Well, I got several going.
I got you.
I got several going to Hempstead, so just tell him to text me his order, and he'll be in the truck.
All right, so let's get that. You gotta love it. So he doesn't have a Facebook page. He doesn't have a website. So if you want this man's product, you can find Vince through Facebook Messenger. If you want to try his product, let me see if Facebook Messenger. I'm gonna pop up his name. Here is his name, Vince Colonnett. Did I get that right? Colonnett?
Yes.
Hook him up. Send him a message. You can't miss him. And his Facebook Facebook profile picture, he's got a big old chef hat on that's white. You'll see it as that's the guy right there. So, and if you just send him a
there's not many
message,
of those short, fat guys around.
yeah, that's right. Send him a message, and when you get the message, you go to Facebook Messenger, tell him what you want, and he's got all kind of glazes. He's got different flavors. If you have something specific, if you want peach or apple cherry, I'm sure he's got all those. If you have something specific, just tell him, and he can get you hooked up. If he's not, he'll get you something that'll be close to it. But he's always great about answering. This is something I promise you want to try. I don't care where you live. Here we go. I was just talking about, don't matter where you live. Here's somebody. Wizard works well in Georgia. This is from Lincoln. So that's pretty dang good. Jamie, I'll put in my order now. Just don't tell her. Yeah, don't tell his wife. So.
Yeah, that's right. She gonna take. It doesn't matter if you tell her or not. She's gonna sit on the table. She's gonna take it. You know. So you know. The cooks from across the country, and they've all been very supportive, and I try to help them when I can. They help me when I can. You know, I think everybody's gearing up everybody's shooting for the American roll now. You know, we're 6 months away from the American roll.
It's that time, and
everybody's gearing up for that. So I have a cook-off that I also help promote, and it's Danny Dietz. So that's 6 months away also. So I think we have Danny Dietz cook-off September 8th and 9th, or 9th and 10th, I'm sorry. And then the next week, I think, or 2 weeks later, we're heading, everybody's heading to the Royal. So
got a lot of competitions coming up.
Yeah, there is. There's always something. I try to tell the guys, I said, if you need a product, man, let me know. It's harder to get bottles, for one thing. Product is hard to get still. Bottles take a lot longer to get in. So if you need something, I just tell them, look, give me as much time as possible. We do make some custom. I make some custom glazes for our cooks. They'll call and want something way out there in left field, and I said, well, let me see what we can do. And they're not on the market. They're only for certain cooks that want it. And I've made everything from watermelon glazes to strawberries to I made a white chocolate. We make a margarita one. Tastes like a margarita. There's no alcohol in it. Everybody wants margarita chicken. So we've done a lot.
That's
so
awesome.
When
that
you don't
you
have
can
anything
do
else
that,
to do,
man.
in the kitchen.
That's awesome. You ain't winning if you ain't using the Wizard product. You're hurting yourself. Yeah, that's true. All right, so here's another question, Eric. Where can you buy your brisket rub? Do you have a brisket rub?
It's going to be the SPG or the Magic Rub. I layer mine so it has both. Okay.
Okay. Mix them.
I also use another one. I use Alexander's rub on my brisket. But I have 3 different rubs on my brisket, and I just gave you all 3 of them right there. No, I can't win with it, so I just give you all 3 of my rubs right there. That's what I use. There you
go. All right, and you can order them if you want to know where you can buy them. Eric, hook him up on Facebook Messenger. His name is Vince Colonnett. Let's see. When will your glazes go worldwide like they should be? He's working on that. He's got to get a bigger bottle supplier. Let's see.
I'm actually looking at about 45 days. What we're actually looking at. We're trying to get the city and the state to sign off on everything. As soon as they sign off on everything, it'll go worldwide again. We'll be back in Australia and everything.
That's awesome.
So, that's what we're waiting on.
Let's see. She probably already placed her order. Yeah, there you go. Yes, great products. I've used it for everything. He met me on the side of the road. Darren, I love it. Don't forget to try the dark horse of pineapple. Pineapple's always good. Let's see. Not only is the Wizard product amazing, Vince is an amazing, kindest person I know. That's pretty awesome. Yep, he is always there to help the cooks. That is for sure. I'm glad I got mine ahead of time. Yeah. What about the wine? You got something with wine in it?
Oh yeah. That's not on the market, but I got a white wine with saffron in it, and it's pretty awesome, especially on like a grilled shrimp or grilled chicken breast or something like that.
Okay.
Actually, it's entered in the barbecue news Barbecue Dudes having their sauce contest at the end of March.
Yeah, it's already entered.
We've entered our products in that in all 4 categories.
That's awesome.
Last year did okay. We would like to step it up where we want to dominate it. I mean, I guess that's kind of crappy, but I mean,
got to swing.
Why not?
Got to swing
why
for
not?
the fence. Yeah, you got to swing for the fence.
So we do have a. Let me see if I got a bottle right here. It's this here is the. If you can see the color of it, that is a white wine with saffron in it.
Oh, cool.
And let me see if I can get it.
Yeah, right there. Right there.
So that's the bottle of white wine with the saffron in it, and
wow.
It's kind of high end. I can't really put it on the market because I can't duplicate the taste with a cheaper wine. So It's got a very expensive wine that I use.
Now, do you have to be
cheaper?
Do you have to be careful about using a wine having a license to sell a product that's got alcohol in it?
That's why I don't sell it.
There you go.
If you want one, no. I mean, I haven't pursued it that
you
far
can't sell it, but you could give it away.
Have it on the market.
Right, you can sell it, but you can give it away. You can't you cannot sell. He does not sell that, guys. He can give it to you, but he can't sell it. So, all right, let's get.
We haven't sold it.
Right, you can't sell it. All right, so let's go on to this next one. Didn't you make a big red one? Reba Red Glaze. Yep. All right. Is that one of them? Yeah. I'll bring on my side. Jamie, no, sir. Okay. Anyone in Houston? Let's see. Anyone in Houston who hasn't tried his glazes, I'll buy the next 5 new customers their first bottle. Wow.
Here's a big red.
Okay.
It's made with big red. It's made with a big red. It has climbed the charts. Yeah, with a big red drink. It has climbed the charts. It's probably my number 5 seller now.
Wow.
And,
so what is Big Red? Is it a strawberry or a cherry? I never did drink that drink.
Tastes like a bubble gum.
Tastes like a bubble gum. What are they using it on? What are they putting it on?
Ribs. It's actually, yes, on ribs. And let me tell you, man, it's good. You wouldn't think it. You think, man, okay. But it does very well. And
that's crazy.
It's climbed the charts. It's probably the number 5 seller now.
Wow.
I make it every week. I run it every week.
Yeah.
So
wow. That's crazy. That is absolutely. Anybody else got any questions for this man? He has got some stuff, and they are really, really good. So I have tried several of his, and they're very, very good. I use yours and mix with that one with some of Daigle's stuff as well, and it pairs very, very well together. So
it does. They go very well with Daigle's, and I have hats off to Daigle's. I have mixed it with their products too, and I used their products for many years. So, and I still use their products.
Yeah,
I can't just use just my stuff. I mean, you're not going to. You have to layer. You have to use other products out there, and there's a lot of good ones out there. And it depends on the profile. Depends on where you're cooking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What part of the region you're in. You have to kind of look at it that way. And
absolutely.
Wizard can't. You can't run 100% Wizard on everything and not layer or use other products. Doesn't work.
Yeah. You gotta until you get something, an army of stuff where you got a cajillion of everything. That's about the only way you could do it. So, let's see. We use
that's correct.
Let's see, Big Red. We use the Reba Red at the Houston Livestock Show ready on our ribs. All right. Let's see. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Ribs.
Yeah. Okay.
It's ribs. Brisket. I like cooking a brisket too, but I don't like eating brisket anymore.
Yeah.
So
I love brisket.
I can't hardly even. I don't even like tasting my brisket anymore. Now ribs. I'll eat a couple ribs. I have to eat one slice of brisket when I cut it to see how bad is it, or how good is it, or whatever.
Right.
But
right.
I would rather cook the rib.
Yeah. Bobby says I could make it do very well. Come on. Absolutely. All right, here's a good one. Do you have a raspberry chipotle in your arsenal?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I made a raspberry chipotle for Alton Paris with Chupacabra.
Uh-huh.
And it I'm not a raspberry person, okay? So I'm a bad person to ask. But Richard, who I've been cooking a little bit with, he loves it. Um, Alton asked me to make it, and I made it for him. I've actually even given him the recipe to do it,
Right.
and I think he's going to do something with it, but I can't put words in his mouth because I really don't know. But
Right.
yes, I do have a raspberry chipotle, and Richard uses it when he
I
does the
got you.
ribs. I think it's on the ribs.
Okay, good. All right. Well, man, I tell you what, it sounds like you got it rocking on and going. It's just like great. I mean, I love what you're doing. But I want to talk about real quick. We're about to run out of time, and I want everybody to kind of stay around for this because I think it's really important. You know, the future of our barbecue, the future of our state competitions is indeed our kids. And he talked at the beginning of this show about how the older people were just kind of, going away, and we didn't have nobody. And then finally, a lot of classes are barbecue champs. A lot of people started getting in it. Other classes, people doing classes. It started growing again. But the very future of our cookers for barbecue and steak is the JPA, which is the Junior Pitmaster Association. This man, as he is not busy enough, is the president of the JPA, the Junior Pitmaster Association. So, Vince, just real quick, tell us a little bit about what JPA is.
JPA is it's a youth cook. They grill. They grill ribeye steaks. The requirements are a 1-inch ribeye, similar to SCA. There's other organizations out there that the kids cook. They do a pork chop, and I said I want something a little bit different. The kids have to cook in a designated area without parents. The
Wow.
parents are not allowed in the cook area. We have ambassadors that help the kids. We light the fires that they need to. It's from 7 to 17. 7 to 12 and 13 to 17 is the age group. These kids, they trim their steak, they grill their steak, they turn their steak in. They do it 100% on their own.
Man, that is awesome.
Ray Lynn, she took Reserve Grand at Houston in the kids cook off this past weekend. She's a JPA cook. And little Brody Daniels, he placed or he was cooking for DeWitt County, and he did well. Those are two of the kids that cook in JPA. I wanted the kids to be able to move into something else. We already had a kid organization doing pork chops.
Right.
So I said, let's do something where I wanted a different protein. I didn't want chicken because of contaminations, and it's just hard for kids to keep clean. Anybody that keep clean and cook off messing with chicken is dangerous. So
exactly.
We do a 1-inch ribeye. Yeah, we did a 1-inch ribeye, and our championship is in December. The kids it's a points chase. Also, we have about 50 different kids cook JPA.
I got you.
It's growing. Of course, we started right when COVID started, so it's kind of like, man, we got a dead deal. Steve Everett with Simply Cooking, which is a Facebook page for barbecue. He's a big sponsor of JPA. They give us our championship boards last year, and they donate a good amount of money to us.
That's cool.
And that's what it is. Is parents have to understand this is Little League. They don't get to play. They don't get to catch the ball for the kid or kick the ball or anything like that. They got to go sit down in the stands. And that's what I wanted. I wanted the kids to compete on their own. And, the kids can cook. These kids can cook. It don't take them about 2 or 3 cook-offs, and they learn real quick that they don't need mom and dad. Mom and dad make them nervous. Mom and dad need to go sit down. And
I've left this guy up here. Do you know Paul Wolf? Do you know this man that I've got popped up on the stage, Paul Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably know his daughter, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas can outcook Paul, and I think he's interested. I don't know if Dallas has got a chance to cook yet in one of these JPAs, but I can tell you this young lady, This girl can cook lights out on a steak, and I don't know if you're going to ban her from showing up because the boys would probably get upset. And yeah, so I don't know if she's cooked one yet.
We want all these kids to be outstanding. We want them to be able to walk on TV and represent us as a community, and say that's one of our cooks right there, and they're dominating. Doesn't matter where they're cooking at or what they're cooking. We want our cooks, and I say ours.
Yeah.
Our barbecue family has kids.
That's
we
it.
Want our barbecue family kids to dominate.
To get out there. That's it.
If it's dominate this year, next year, a year after, we want to sit back and say, I used to know her. I used to know him.
That's it.
And that's where we're at with that.
That's it.
And if we don't bring our kids up cooking,
that's right.
Then the sport's going to die.
That's right.
The sport would die because we get too old to do it. We talked about it earlier. We're going to get too old to do this, and
got to get them involved.
And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And like I said, we have a great organization. The JPA has grown. I think we had 24 cook-offs on the books for the kids this year.
Wow. All right, tell me real quick. Tell me real quick. Where can they find out about JPA? Is there a website?
Yes, there is. JPA. It has a Facebook. Well, it has a Facebook page, and you can get through the Facebook page and contact us through that. Okay.
Is the Facebook page JPA or is it Junior Pitmaster Association?
Junior Pitmasters of America. Junior Pitmasters of America.
I kept saying association. It's Junior.
That's all right. You get that far, you got it. You'll go all the way.
Correct me. So, all right, is Junior spelt out or is it JR?
Yes.
JU.
No, it's spelt out. And you can do it both ways. You can go with the JPA and it'll still go up.
Okay. America. Just give me a second, guys. I'm popping this up. All right, so this is where you can go if you want to know more about it. Junior Pitmasters of America on Facebook. Find them. You can click. Does it have a website it clicks to or a messenger or something that they can find out more about it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Look, I think this is a great thing. I know Shauna Rapolo and Steve Jimenez is doing something with the same type of deal, doing pork chops. Now, you've got one going for steak. I think it's absolutely awesome that you're doing that. And, man, I'll tell you what,
Correct.
Vince, great job with the junior cooks. Amazing JPA. That's awesome. Paul says that's awesome. Brett, thank you for investing in the next generation of Pitmasters. Candace says it's awesome to watch. I guarantee you it is because these kids can cook, man. I'm telling you right now. So it's awesome that you've got all that going. I'm going to pop this back up if you are interested in knowing more about it. Junior Pitmasters of America. This is the place to go and find out if you want to get your kids involved in the state competitions. They've got them for all ages. And starting as young as 5 or 7 years old, you said? Seven years old for our JPA. I think, KQ Nation starts at 5, I believe, and we're at 7. It's 7. Yeah, that's awesome. So you can get them started young. That's what it's all about. So, well, Vince, man, I tell you.
It's just Little League. All it is.
Yeah, that's it. Little League. That's it. 100%. Well, Vince, I tell you what, man, we really do appreciate you coming on. You got any final words?
Man, I just appreciate you having me on here, and I appreciate all the cooks that stand behind my product and make me look good.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you got product as good as yours, you make us all look good, Vince, and we really appreciate it. And we appreciate your drive and dedication to doing it and creating stuff that you don't even have just to give to us, because that's pretty awesome that you can do that. So, really do appreciate it, man.
I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoy all the cooks.
Yeah. If you are interested in getting any of this man's product, you can find him on Facebook. Go through Facebook Messenger, send him a message, and I hope his message box is flooded right now with orders. We got to keep this man busy. So anyway, I really do appreciate you being here, Vince. Thanks so much for taking the time out last minute to pop on here. I've been telling him, I was like, I got to get you on here when you get all your stuff, and I had nobody in scheduled. I just got back from the SCA cook off this weekend, and I just like, I may take a break. I was like, no, I'm not taking a break. I need to get Vince on here. So anyway, we're working on getting other folks. Next one we're going to try to get on here is Mr. Wild Bill with Texas Select Season, a great guy. Awesome products as well. We're going to probably hear a pretty fascinating story because he makes his own stuff. Been around since the early 80s, I think, 1982. And anyway, we appreciate everybody being on. Vince, thank you once again so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have people like you to work with. And I tell you right now, you got some awesome products. Keep it up. Boys and girls, we appreciate you spending your night with us tonight. An hour sitting here looking at a computer screen with two ugly mugs on a screen. Well, he's pretty good looking. I'm bald-headed. So anyway, but we appreciate y'all being here. And it's a lot of fun to be able to do these shows. We hope we got most of your questions answered. We tried to. If I missed one, I'm sorry. I had quite a few of them going through. And if I didn't get it, I apologize. You can always reach out to him on Messenger if you had a question that I missed. I do apologize for that. And as we say in our cooking classes when we end them, y'all go out there, have a lot of fun.